trial. She answers the call, a mother and a fighter, breaking barriers in stride. With love as her guide, she'll never hide. She's changing the world for you, with a heart that speeds and strong.
I was raised as an only child of divorced parents who lived in different states, frequently left alone. I often wondered if everlasting love was attainable. Did it even exist? Without any examples of healthy relationships, how could I possibly create one for myself? In an environment where yelling, fear, and sometimes abuse were the norm, a peaceful future felt like a distant dream. However, I was determined to break the cycle and heal generations of hurt, all while navigating my own path. Autistic, anyone? He was a child diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 9. Throughout his upbringing, he faced disrespect and lived in an environment filled with abuse, group homes, juvenile detention, ultimately leading to a teenage pregnancy. We were certainly an unlikely pair. At the time we met, I was a college student. I would pick up his then girlfriend from his house, and we would enjoy coffee together every day while chatting. Our conversations were easy, fun, filled with wit, and created an intellectual connection I had never experienced before. We stayed friends for a few months after his girlfriend moved away. Now, I was 28 and he was 25. Until just weeks prior, we had never shown any interest in each other. But then came the casual, flirty phone calls and curious glances leading up to a significant moment. On September 13th, 2004, we flipped a quarter. Heads we date, tails we don't. I'll let you in on a secret. It was tails. Just kidding, it was heads. We are together here 20 years later. I'm Sara Bradford, and I'm here to share how I transformed my late autism diagnosis into a valuable communication tool for my marriage. But first, let's clarify a few key points. What defines a healthy marriage? The number one rule? Honesty. How honest are you with yourself, with others? Do you struggle to trust? Do you ever tell small lies to avoid responsibilities, activities, or when you think it's acceptable? Hold on a moment. The key to a happy and healthy marriage is undeniably honesty. You need to delve deep and commit to choosing truthfulness for the sake of your relationship. When Dustin and I began dating, trust was hard to come by. I had told lies, and so had he. Having been friends beforehand, we were well aware of each other's tendencies towards dishonesty. We didn't lie to harm anyone, or so we believed, but rather to avoid the choices or situations we had created for ourselves. There was one pivotal moment when our relationship teetered on the brink of failure. Could we overcome the lies? No U-turns. In the autumn of 2005, I faced an unimaginable consequence: losing the man I had grown to love due to my dishonest words. It was the ultimate test and the most significant change I had ever made for myself. I found myself questioning the loss of the deepest love of my life, desperately searching for ways to salvage it. Surprisingly, I ended up in the most unexpected place: NA. That's right, Narcotics Anonymous, the haven for those seeking help for addiction. As I sat for the first time at that large oval wooden table, the plastic chair creaking beneath me, I was overwhelmed with shame, embarrassment, and confusion. However, as the weeks went by and I took responsibility for my addiction to lying, my world began to transform. This change not only impacted my relationship with Dustin, but also influenced every relationship in my life from that moment onward. Choosing honesty came with the realization that my expectations diverged significantly from those of many people around me. In fact, some relationships faded away simply because honesty was absent from them. This can be isolating, yet it turned out to be one of the most incredible decisions I have ever made. I take pride in my ability to think outside the box. Let's analyze some of the accommodations that we eventually recognized as autistic behaviors. We never went to restaurants. He dreaded people eating around him. The sights and sounds were way too much. So, we haven't been to a restaurant in 20 years. We hardly attended family parties without huge meltdowns. Now, I was an only child. I was so ready for family parties. I couldn't wait to be part of a big family. He had 7 siblings. There were always family parties going on. Why was it so difficult to want to get together with your family? Well, I had a lot to learn. Early on, we argued over facial expressions and sensory misunderstandings. And even years and years later, sometimes those things would still creep in until we had fully an understanding of one another's diagnoses. I can be emotionally sensitive and can take things too seriously. And he has had to learn to be very gentle because he is very blunt and very literal. I made this little cartoon I thought was kind of cute to represent that. Here we are sitting and I say, "Oh, the good old days, right?" And he says, "Yes, you do look much older than today than then." Sleeping. I was always accommodating for his crazy sleep schedule. 5 hours a week, 6 hours of sleep. 6 hours a week, 5 hours of sleep. I truly thought he had narcolepsy, to tell you the truth, in the beginning of our relationship. But now I see that same cycle in my own son, and it's so much easier to give accommodations. understanding it. We were in a relationship for 5 years before tying the knot. And during that period, we discovered much about ourselves. But it took another 8 years for us to fully comprehend his diagnosis of ADHD. Here we are. My father was a major general in the Air Force, married us by my childhood lake beachfront on August 7th, 2009. I was 5 months pregnant with our first child. Learn to navigate with compassion. Consider how much time you spend together and how often you think about each other. This awareness can help you align your mindset and actions to express love effectively. Mutual consideration is a commitment developed in a healthy marriage. As people's needs and environments evolve, it's essential to remain adaptable in your thoughts and actions with your partner. How do you express and receive love? Understanding your unique ways of giving and accepting love is crucial for your relationship. Create a checklist of what brings you joy and makes you feel truly loved. On a separate sheet, jot down the ways you express love to others. Review your lists with your partner to explore the truth behind your love languages for each other. My love language that I like to receive are acts of service and words of affirmation. My husband, his love languages are words of affirmation and physical touch. So when I am expecting to receive love, sometimes I'm looking for him to do acts of service. But unfortunately, that is not the way he shows love. He shows love through words of affirmation, physical touch, and time spent. So I think when we're in a relationship and we really discover the way we receive and give love, we can learn to accommodate one another. Do you find yourself overly emotional or dependent on your partner? Or is this the other way around? Can you appreciate spending time apart from each other? Addiction can lead to codependency in relationships. If you or someone you care about is facing addiction or depression, please seek help. There's no shame in asking for assistance with depression or complicated emotions. In fact, it reflects the self-love necessary to work towards a happy and healthy relationship. By prioritizing your mental well-being, you can bring a healthy mindset to your partnership. The key to success lies in one fundamental principle: no lies. Did you catch that? Being honest, especially with yourself, can significantly improve communication with your partner. Examine the boundaries you establish in your relationships. Are they harmful or protective? Safeguard yourself and your loved ones by taking care of your mental health. Now, what happens if you are in a situation where you have had a disagreement? You are feeling frustrated with one another. You walk away and you just have contention and you're really upset in the situation. What are some ways you can manage your emotions? More importantly, what are some ways you can learn to come back together? Here's an exercise for you the next time you have a disagreement. I want you to sit somewhere quietly and repeat in your mind. Number 1, I respect my partner. Therefore, my partner respects me. Number 2, I love my partner. Therefore, my partner loves me. Number 3, I understand my partner. Therefore, my partner understands me. Number 4, I forgive my partner. Therefore, my partner forgives me. Number 5, I am loving and kind to my partner. Therefore, my partner is loving and kind to me. You get the point. Add whatever goals you wish to achieve and watch the magic happen. Now, as some of you may know, may not know, everything we say always comes back. Whether we have the intention or energy behind that to be positive or negative, that's our consequence. And that will always be. So, how do we work on maintaining a healthy mindset? Well, what is your mindset like? Are you aware that your thoughts shape your actions? Consider the type of thoughts you contribute to your relationship each day. Are they positive? Negative? Your mindset has a significant impact on you and all your relationships throughout life. Do you practice self-respect? This attitude is reflected in how you treat others. Mastering the art of communicating with love, compassion, and kindness towards your partner is essential for maintaining harmony in your emotional and intellectual connection. Here are 5 ways to revitalize your marriage or relationship. In our hectic lives, keeping love alive often falls to the bottom of our priorities. However, nurturing that love can lead to a stronger friendship, trust, and a more loving marriage. Here are some ideas. Number 1, leave notes of affection. A little secret note expressing your love can brighten anyone's day. 2, plan date nights. While traditional date nights may not be feasible for families with children, you can still create special moments. Consider planning a cozy dinner, sharing a drink, indulging in dessert, watching a movie, organizing a game night, or even lighting candles for a relaxing bath. There are countless simple ways to create intimacy with your partner. Dustin and I set out 1 or 2 nights a week to put on music and we sit and draw. We have a bunch of art supplies and we either pick like a topic or a subject or an item that we're both going to draw and we have fun drawing, or we do our separate ideas. But we're doing it together. And even though we're doing something separately together, we always feel like our time was so well spent. Embrace intimacy. Physical connection is essential, and each couple has different priorities in this area. If you and your partner enjoy making love, then go for it. Maintaining that loving bond can transform silence into laughter. And finally, number 4, always communicate openly to ensure your desires and needs align with each other. I can't tell you how important that is to remain honest and open to yourself and to your partner. Allow for space. One of the most common challenges regarding personal time and space is its highly individual nature. The amount of the amount and timing of space you offer your partner will evolve as your relationship develops. Prioritizing your personal time for self-care is crucial for both your well-being and that of your partner. Expressions of love. As mentioned earlier, discovering your partner's love language is key. In a past interview, I had a woman recommending exploring each love language to learn how to both give and receive love in various forms. I love that idea. When our son was diagnosed as autistic at just 16 months old, the term was still mostly unfamiliar to us. My husband had a sister with Down syndrome, which provided us with valuable experience and patience regarding special needs. When our son, who turned 8, we took him to get an IQ evaluation. During the process, I began to notice the accommodations I had been making for my husband, particularly concerning his sleeping and eating habits, as I had talked about before. This realization led me to understand that he too is on the spectrum, and this insight offered us a wonderful perspective, enabling us to develop strategies to support our son and daughter, both of whom are autistic with ADHD. Five years later, I decided to have a brain scan done and also found out that I too am autistic and ADHD. With this newfound information, we made some amazing discoveries within our relationship. As you can plainly understand from this presentation, we have a patient, communicative, thoughtful, and loving relationship. We didn't have many issues except for one thing that always seemed to cause a ripple. Every month, there would be a week where I would completely disconnect and shut down. He would often say he felt hideous and that I was intentionally ignoring him. Of course, this was never the case. Now we understand that during my premenstruation, my body is in extremely high sensory processing mode, and sound, touch, and even thinking can be difficult and painful. After 15 years, we were finally able to understand that, in fact, there were no intentions, only an autistic response to sensory overload and biological pain. It's made our communication so much easier, and I truly never thought I could feel closer to him. After 2 decades of getting to know each other, our favorite pastime remains sharing coffee, just as we have nearly every day for 20 years. We relish our conversations, often filled with intellectual debates over clever exchanges. Additionally, we enjoy taking long drives together. The activities that initially united us continue to bring us joy even now. So, with that, I'd love to leave you with a couple of thoughts. I hope that this presentation has given you intention to reflect upon the mindset and intentions you are putting into your relationships for yourself and any partners that you may have now or in the future. So, as I leave today, I want you to remember this so that you can try to stay present in your relationships. The past is sad. The future is scary. Focus on shining your light forward now. That's where you will see changes and feel the happiness radiating. Thank you so much to the U.S. Autism Association for this World Conference. I am so honored to bring this presentation to you about taking my late diagnosis of autism and ADHD and turning it into positive communication tools for my marriage and relationships.
City, she's shining bright. Oh yeah, stories of love and courage all throughout the night. Her voice resonating, an anthem for all through the trials and the trials. She answers the call, a mother and a fighter, breaking barriers in stride. With love as her guide, she'll never hide. She's changing the world for you with a heart that's fierce strong. Empathy's a melody. In our journey we all belong. Followers gather like stars in the night. So bright, 44,000 voices sharing in the light. She stands for family, advocates for more. A movement of compassion, ways will soar. Podcast together is a symphony of support. Creating life, changing rapport. She's changing the world for you with a heart that's fierce and strong. Empathy's a melody. In a journey